Welcome back, everybody. Thanks again for watching these videos. We're on day 48 of springtime. Things are getting hefty. Once again, if you guys don't know me, my name is All Funny Games. I stream every single day, twice a day on Twitch TV. So if you guys want to watch me live play some DST, or if you want to join up with us anytime, my servers are always open for anybody to join. Does not matter. You can play with me anytime. You can also join the Discord server that's in the link below. But if you liked all of these videos that you're watching so far, please give it a like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to follow along and ask any questions in the comments. I try to answer them whenever I can. But here we go again. We're on day 48. We only have 8 days left of spring. Whew, things are getting spicy. As such, speaking of spice, let's eat this turkey dinner, get ourselves nice and happy by jumping inside the tent, because our sanities start to suffer a little bit. So let's jump in the tent. And now while we're in the tent is a perfect opportunity to think about what we have to do next. Now, in the last video, we talked about the new things that went through, the new farms, the new updates to the world gen. Those were things that don't really matter too much to us right now because we already have our world somewhat set up where we don't really need to rely on farms that often. Now, if you decide that you don't want to rely on farms, well, what are you going to do? If you don't want to spend that time tilling, you don't want to spend that time doing all that. Well, that's what we're going to show you here as soon as summertime hits, because there's alternate ways of getting tons and tons and tons of different veggies from the caves. And that's what I'm going to show you here very soon. But before that, we are getting you ready for summertime by putting your thermals inside the fridge, getting them nice and chilled, ready to go, and putting your endothermic fire pit outside of the Fling-O-Matic range. Now, why did I ask you to do that? Why do you need your endothermic fire pit outside of the range? Like, why not just keep it in your base and turn the Fling-O-Matic off? Well, during summertime, your base needs to be protected from flames because things start to smolder, things start to, catch on fire. So you really do not want to have your endothermic fire pit going out by the Fling-O-Matic, because your Fling-O-Matic is going to put any fire out. It does not matter. So there goes one of our tents. Don't worry, we still have 2 left. If you did not make 3 tents like I did, feel free to make yourself another one. Feed yourself some nice meatballs and some other food that you have here as well too. So once again, our endothermic fire pit is outside our Fling-O-Matic range. That way, if we're over here chilling and getting nice and chilly, we do not have our Fling-O-Matic putting it out. Now, where would it be another good option for this as well too? Because of course, there's more than just one place to put an endothermic fire pit. Before we do that, we're going to grab all of our meat that is about to spoil, because sooner or later, all this meat is going to go bad if we let it go. So let's take a little look here. Let's take our good fresh monster meat, combine it with that stuff. Take our monster meat that is halfway spoiled. We also have all of our frog legs. Look at them. They're going to spoil very soon. And let's go over here and let's start cooking them on the fire because we do not want to lose these. In the future, when you guys decide to start fighting bosses and doing some other stuff, you're going to be able to take all this food and bundle wrap it, but that's for another episode far into the future, so I would not worry about that right now. But just make sure that if your food is getting less than halfway through, make sure to start cooking it on the fire, and also make sure to feed it to your birds, because your birds are one of those things that need to be fed every few days as well too. So you want to make sure that the birds are getting adequate amount of meats turned into eggs, especially if you're literally about to have your meat spoil. So instead of the monster meat cooking, I'm actually going to use a stack. Let's use a half stack of frog legs. Let's cook up our monster meat. And we're going to go and feed them to the birds to get some more eggs. And then we're going to go back and talk about where else to put our secondary endothermic fire pit. Now, if you're like me and you don't really worry too much about the meat because you're going to be getting more and more and more in the future, don't worry about it too much. But I wouldn't let everything spoil just for the fact of just not caring about it, because obviously that's not a good routine to get into. It's pretty rare. Some days, especially during summertime, it might be hard for you to go out and get a lot of meat, especially if you're like struggling to get outside the base. So you really want to make sure that you're not letting your meat spoil if you can help it. Turning everything into eggs is actually like one of the best things you can do. Eggs last for a very long time, and you can just eat them by themselves if you really want to. Like if you really don't care about waiting around for a meatball to cook real quick, sometimes an egg here and there, as long as you cook them, or is adequate amount of stuff. So one other recipe that we're going to show you here very soon is bacon and eggs, but I'll get to that in a minute. All right, so where is the secondary endothermic fire pit going to go? Well, in our last video, we showed you an area that we have been getting ready, and that is our tooth trap area. Our tooth trap area is exactly where you want to have your next endothermic fire pit. So we have the niter that we left over from before. Unfortunately, we are low on gold, so we're gonna have to go back and get some more gold in order to make another one. And we're gonna need more rocks as well too. Oh, there we go. We got our gold right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ourselves a second endothermic fire pit ready. So we have the niter ready. We don't have enough cut stone, but we definitely have enough gold to at least get that started. So let's make 2 of those. Once again, you might be wondering, well, shouldn't I be spending more time like wandering around during spring and like actually exploring stuff? Yes and no. Yes, you can feel free to go and look around if you really want to, but all in all, you should be preparing yourself for summer, because just like in autumn, if you are caught off guard by the next upcoming season, it's not going to be good. So we have our doodads, we have our niter, we have not enough rocks, so let's walk over to an area close by. Let's grab our tools that we need, which is our pickaxe, which I'm gonna have to settle with a regular pickaxe for now. And let's go over there and get some more rocks. So now that we have our 2 endothermic fire pits on the way, we have our one that's up top, and we have our one near the hound traps. Well, why do we have it near the hound traps? For obvious reasons. When you have a bunch of hounds about to attack you and you're getting very cold, or sorry, you're getting very warm, and you're starting to realize, okay, well, I don't have room to run back to my base, because if I run back to my base during summer, the type of hounds that are going to show up are fire hounds. So just like in winter, when you fight hounds during winter, you have a chance, well, you have a high probability of getting at least one, I think it's guaranteed actually, that you get one ice hound, and when that hound shows up, it freezes you. Well, in summertime, you're going to end up getting a hound that catches on fire, so basically like ignites itself. So as long as you have, that's why I'm always a stickler for having a Fling-O-Matic, because even if you're in the oasis where fire doesn't spread, you still have to worry about certain things catching on fire as well too. So, that's just something that you always want to make sure that you have around in order for the hound. So that's why the one endothermic fire pit is just above the base, just to kind of keep us nice and happy. In case you just want to run to the base real quick, you want to cool off, and then you want to run away again. And then you have another one right near the hound traps, so then that way the hounds can run over them while you're sitting there and getting yourself nice and cold next to the air conditioning, aka the endothermic fire pit. So while we're out here, we want to make sure that we grab any extra resources, because we're here. Why make an extra trip? Grab the ice if you really need to. Remember, ice does not spoil when it's in the refrigerator, so you don't have to worry about that going bad. But now that we're getting an adequate amount of rocks, we can make a secondary endothermic fire pit. We don't need to make another one. If you want to go over and above, you can feel free to do that. That's entirely up to you, but for the sake of me, I'm not going to really worry about it too much. So let's make 1, 4, and then boom, we got that one ready to go, and you're all set. So now we can go back and prepare that. I don't think we're going to need to come back here for more rocks anytime soon. So let's head on back. Remember, if you don't have, I had somebody ask me, well, I don't have a walking cane, so do I really need one? Like, do I actually have to get one right now? No, you don't really worry about it. If you don't have a walking cane, you're not losing out on anything specific. Well, here we go. We have enough niter, which we don't need to keep on us. Let's keep 2 just in case you are out there in the wild during summertime. And you, like I said, I keep preparing you for summer, but you're going to need it, because as soon as summertime hits, it's going to get really, really dicey out there and really warm. So put our ice away. We have a lot of ice. We have our niter that's extra. We have our extra umbrella, which technically, as long as we have our umbrella, we don't really need to keep on us right now. So I'm actually going to keep the umbrella here. Right there. I'm going to put my shovel back down because I don't need to keep it right now. I'm going to put my pickaxe down as well too. Okay, so let's get ourselves nice and filled up. Once again, try to use your berries if you can help it for filler. Ice, like I said, can last forever. So this is where you start to realize, maybe I should start keeping my ice for emergencies only. Okay, because In the future, if you decide that you want to make another Fling-O-Matic, you're going to have to wait until literally the last few days of spring. You might be able to scrounge up a little bit of ice, but as summertime hits, there's not going to be anything for the entire season. So you're going to want to make sure you keep that ice on hold especially. So in the morning, we're going to go and we're going to gather more berries. We're going to grab more grass just to get more resources. But we have both our endothermic fire pits ready. So this main one over here is good to go, but what is it missing? It's missing resources sitting next to it. So we're gonna go in here. We're gonna grab. Oh, we don't have any extra logs right now. So it looks like we got to go chop down some logs. Okay, so let's go get ready. Oh, thank you. All right, so let's take. We don't need much, and technically. There's a few ways around here if you want to make it look nice. It's entirely up to you. I'm not going to bother right now, but usually what I like to do is I like to take 3 boards. I like to make a little chest, and I like to make a little log area. But because we don't have adequate amount of logs right now, there we go. We have 10 logs ready to go, just in case we need to light up our endothermic fire pit. Because of course you're not going to leave that lit the entire time. So let's go over to the other one where we're going to be placing it for the hounds. Right next to, let's go over here, because of course there is a slight possibility somebody could come over here and be like, "Ooh, I'm chilly. Like my character is like super wet. I need to get, you know, my wetness away," and then they're going to stand next to here while you're over here. So there you go. Endothermic fire pit's ready to go. And in between, we can even separate them if you want to make them even nicer. You have one there and you have one there. Now, the only reason why I don't suggest doing this, where you just put a log on the ground, is hypothetically if you had like a little fire or something like that, you know, the fire they could burn up. But who really cares about that? It's only 5 logs, right? It's not gonna hurt you any to do that. So there you go. Now you're ready. Hounds start attacking you during whatever season. You run over here. There, the hounds are about to die. You fight off the hounds. You come over here. You warm up during winter. You come over here. You cool off during summer. And in between, if you don't need to do either, you're ready to go. Boom. We have our little hound area ready to go. And as soon as we get more hound's teeth, we continue to make more and more and more. Once again, you get back into the groove of gathering all the resources as fast as you can and getting ready for the next day. Now tomorrow we're gonna get ourselves kind of prepared for another little thing for summertime, which is getting us lots of cactus, and then making sure that we gather all the cactus before summertime hits. So you don't want to gather. What you do not want to do is you do not want to gather the cactus that's inside of the biomes that we showed you before, the day before or a few days before, because during summer, the cactus will be a huge help, and I'm going to show you what happens when they finally blossom. And other things that actually I just noticed right now is this moleworm's having a fun time with our base. There we go. We got to make sure that we don't leave our trinkets on the ground. We accidentally left a few trinkets on the ground, and our little moleworm that was near our base decided that it wanted to come over there and take some of our food. So yeah, so in the next few days, we want to make sure that we run over there, grab some cactus before it fully blooms, and don't touch it until summertime, because we're going to be able to make some awesome recipes and get some awesome healing from that, which I'll show you very soon. So I'm going to gather some twigs here at nighttime. Don't really need to equip this. Technically, I don't even need to equip my umbrella, so I should be making another helmet. If you're playing with a Wigfrid and you find that gold is becoming very scarce and you're kind of struggling to get a lot of gold, and you find that they're always making a lot of helmets for you, I would just, you know, hold off, and I'll show you another way of getting a bunch of gold, which we're going to do here very soon. So let's look around on the map. Okay, where else can we get a lot of gold from? Well, I don't see many here. I don't see many here. I don't see many here. But the Pig King is always there. Well, the Pig King is the number 1 spot for you to get as much gold as you want. Now, remember that I mentioned that we had a stack of meat and stuff here, right? Well, we turned a lot of that into eggs, right? So now we can go over to the Pig King and we could trade that stuff in for gold. So that's right. So if you are finding like, well, I got a lot of stuff that's about to spoil here, I don't know what to do with it, well, you can take that over to the Pig King, get yourself some awesome rewards for just literally giving him a lot of food. So in the morning, I'm gonna work on getting what we need here. So let's grab some eggs. Let's grab a stack of frog legs that are cooked as well too. And let's venture over to the Pig King. That's just a walk away. I don't believe we noticed that if there was a wormhole that was next to him. I don't think. We'll go through this one just to see if it is. I kind of forget. I play also with a mod called Wormhole Markers, which actually in the game now, Clay has kindly offered us an awesome thing where they actually give us wormholes that we can like change the colors of and stuff now, so you can actually get wormhole skins, which is awesome. But I play with a mod called Wormhole Markers, and that way when you go through them for the first time, it says like, okay, this wormhole leads you to this area and vice versa, and they're actually color coded. So I'm gonna go through this one just to see where it ends up. And if you guys don't know what wormholes are, they basically teleport you across the map. Oh, well, that's not actually that bad. It saves me like, I don't know, 2 seconds of walking. So, you know, could have been worse. Could have been worse. All right, so let's go over here. There's the fellow bee queen. If you don't know what the bee queen is, that's a giant bee that will attack you if you decide to attack the hive. Let's stay away from these killer bees, and these ones are okay. But once again, you want to kind of avoid them during springtime unless you're trying to get yourself some stingers. All right. Hello, pigs. How are you guys doing today? Hello, Pig King. Let's go ahead and feed them some stuff. There you go. So in exchange for eggs, you're going to get free gold in case you don't have trinkets to trade in. This is the easiest route, and that's why eggs are so awesome. They will make your day very happy. And oops, sorry, I forgot to trade in there. I don't know why I brought the stack of frog legs with me. I forgot to trade them in for gold. I think I just I must have looked over that and yeah. So eggs will give you gold. This stack of frog legs does not. I don't know. I think in my brain I was thinking, okay, I got to trade these into the bird, and then instead I decided to bring them over here. But that's fine. Don't worry about that. Okay, so there we go. Now we have a stack of gold, so we can, you know, make our tools if we want to. And there it is, the pesky moose goose. All right, we're not going to fight the moose goose yet. We are in a few minutes. We're going to get ourselves ready. So let's go ahead and, oops, let's avoid these frogs. These frogs are currently attacking the bees. But we know now that on the way to the Pig King is a moose goose. So let's prepare ourselves for that fight. It's a fight that I definitely enjoy doing, as long as you're prepared, right? As long as you're prepared. But we got hounds coming on as well too, so we got to be even more ready for that. Let's get over there, back to our base, run straight ahead, straight to where we were. I'm actually just going to book it as fast as I can. Should have used the wormhole if I could, but that would have taken my sanity down. That's another thing too, is you want to make sure that you're not using the wormholes like very often, because if you decide to, those wormholes are going to make your sanity go down each time you drop through them. So try to avoid doing that if you can. It's not really it's not super helpful if it's somewhere close by, but if it's somewhere where it makes a huge difference, then you might as well use them, right? There's the hounds. All right, let's bring them over there. We got another winter hound, because even in springtime, we do get the winter hounds. Let's bring them over to our little trap area that we just got done. Make sure that you get your little log suit ready to go, just in case you need to use it here. Although they might die by just walking over top. But let's keep running. Let's keep running. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Oh, let's equip our log suit. Stand over top of our tooth traps. They're not going to hurt us, but they're going to hurt them for sure. And there you go. Just that easy for the hounds. And that's why, let's just say hypothetically that was a fire hound. You know, we would stand by and we would actually like not have a problem at all. Nothing would burn up. No issues. And you'd be perfectly fine. So let's reset the hound traps. Once again, I use a mod called Action Queue Reborn that basically lets you automatically highlight all of them. But otherwise, if you're doing it individually, you would just simply right-click each and every one of them. All right, so let's go over here. I meant to do this last time. I don't know why I didn't. We're going to hand feed all of these back to the bird, although that's a lot of eggs to go over and you know, transfer, but it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. So there you go. We're going to give these to the bird, make the bird nice and happy. And now, if you need more gold, you can go ahead and take all those eggs and transfer them to the Pig King. But I think we're fine for gold right now. I don't really think we need too many more of them. I'm also going to pick up all these eggs, make sure that they're not on the ground. As we're walking, you might have noticed that there's a new player on our map, or a new NPC, and that's the little crow from the new update from the Carnival. I'm not going to talk much about that, but that is the special event that Clay has going on right now. Basically, it's a summer Carnival, so it's like a little carnival that you can do with some crows that show up, and it makes a little carnival inside of your game. Pretty neat. I like it. I think it's cool. But nothing that we need to go over right now, because it's not going to do anything for you specifically in a beginner world. That's going to help you. Okay, so we are actually running a little bit low on our. We're actually running a little bit low on some of our wood, so potentially in the morning we're going to go grab that. But as of right now, let's check off a few things. One, we only have 6 days left of spring, potentially less in the morning, because obviously tomorrow is going to be 5. But let's look at a few things real quick. So we have fireflies in case we ever want to make another miner hat, which is awesome, or if we ever want to refuel it without going down to the basement. But something that I want you guys to start looking into is potentially getting yourself another way of repairing your umbrella. Well, this umbrella, we don't want it to go down to nothing. We don't want it to break. So, you know, what are we gonna do? Because we want to be able to use this even in the summertime to stop us from overheating, right? So we're gonna go under dress, and we're gonna go to sewing kit. We're gonna take our 2 hound's teeth that we just got. We're gonna grab our silk. So once again, if you haven't seen it, it's a sewing kit. 1 log, 8 silk, 2 hound's teeth. That's why I kept them on the ground there. Boom. And then we got ourselves a sewing kit. We're going to right click our umbrella. Once again, we could have waited even further if we really wanted to. And now we're back at 80%. We're going to keep our sewing kit at the base. I always like to keep things that we use periodically there, so then that way, you know, we don't end up forgetting about them. There we go. We got ourselves our umbrella nice and happy. And yeah. Okay, there we go. So now we have 2 endothermic fire pits ready to go. We have resources on the plenty. We have our umbrella back and fixed. I'm just showing you on the map. We don't have our map explored yet, which doesn't really matter too much just yet, but we're starting to survive. We're almost at we are at day 50. Wow, we actually got to day 50 right now. So there you go. We're already halfway to 100 days in Don't Starve Together. If you made it this far and you haven't died, you should give yourself a real big round of applause, because honestly, you're doing an awesome job. In the morning, we're going to go through and we're going to organize this base. We're going to make it look pretty. We're going to get ourselves some logs. We've done everything we can for summer, but we still have a few more things to do, and one of those is fighting the moose goose. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm All Fun and Games. I stream every single day, twice a day on Twitch TV. So if you want to check out there, you can also join on Discord as well too. The link is in the description. I hope to see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys very soon. Thank you.